We make it work, you know? Like if we have cement floor, we'll just put some type of shoes on and we'll make it work. Like we'll move the sofa, we'll do something. I think like for my mom, she told me this a couple of times. She'll be like, okay, yo sé que te gusta bailar y me gusta verte bailar y te ves bonita, but what are you gonna do? Pero ¿qué vas a estudiar? I'm like, Mom, I'm a dancer.
I think it's a typical issue with like Hispanic families with that. Like, especially because I'm a male, for them to see me is like, what?
I think that that's one of the things that I've been very lucky with. I've really always had support of my family.
For my brother, my brother Gerardo, he just always supported me. You know, he never asked questions.
My mom, especially, she's a single mother too. For her, it's like, it was like, that's not gonna get you anywhere either. She has come to accept what I'm doing more because she has seen that it's more like art. I think that's how she sees my career now, and she accepts that now.
I did a lot of self-training anywhere I could find it, really. You know, wherever my friends would meet up at a park, I would go there. Since we couldn't, you know, really afford to be in expensive studios, we created a community to teach each other. And I honestly, I think that's beautiful. That was super important in my dance training.
My last concert with them was in 2018. That was like my most memorable concert because I left the company when I transferred to Casa Long Beach.
It hasn't really been the experiences of like being on the stage or like, yeah, I love that. Like that's a lot, you know, being on stage and being able to perform and all that is a lot. But like just seeing people's faces and like how much they enjoy what we're doing for them. And like, that's what influences me the most. And like those experiences within the community is what has like, you know, giving me like that perspective of wanting to do that. It's just the little things, like it's the little things that make it more important.
I think in a personal level, one of the things that was more challenging was that I had a big injury for a moment. I had a chronic injury on my knee. And that was painful, not only physically, but it was just like in my heart, like it hurt. Because when I moved out to LA, one of my first goals was to dance, you know? So leaving everything out there to come out here and like try to like do this thing, you know, and then not being able to do it because I had this major injury was definitely a struggle.
I think financially has been the most challenging, especially because I live in a house with two brothers and my mom is a single mother. She works for all of us.
It's been challenging to not compare myself with others that have all opportunity. You know, I've struggled with opportunity and resources and with working and like not being able to work and not having a license when I was younger, you know, like that always also continued onto like that thought of like, well, I can't do that because like I don't have that. Another thing, I also had an injury just recently. I'm actually still recovering. During auditions, I tweaked my knee.
Well, like I said, ever since I was younger, I always had like this mindset of to train myself and being resourceful. So I feel like I already kind of have that going on. We make it work, you know? Like if we have cement floor, we'll just put some type of shoes on and we'll make it work.
Since the whole thing started, it was pretty depressing, I think. Because it's definitely not the same. Learning technique at home with cameras and everything is really difficult because small square and hard to see people teaching. It's kind of like frustrating.
I had just gotten out of an injury. So I was already out for 6 months. So going back to school was like, yes, like I'm ready to dance, like let's do this. And when this whole pandemic and situation started, I was like, what do you mean? Like now I have to pause again? Like I think I've handled it pretty well. I allowed to listen to my body and to my mind. What do you want? What are you feeling? I don't want to force it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, being able to just move my body is great. Like it's super relieving. I'm in front of the computer the whole time. So whenever I do have time to get up and work out, yeah, it's a super relief. So
when it comes to create or choreograph, in my composition class, they told us to choreograph a solo with certain rules. And I think that's what keeps me motivated to creating art and choreographing. It becomes my therapy.
I just had like an improvisation class on Monday with Baja & Company through a musician. He played live with like his trumpet and saxophone virtually to do like an improvisational class, and that was like one of the best things that's happened like within the 4 weeks.
So definitely dance and movement in general have been a good element to fit into the agenda, to stay a little bit more sane, I'll say, or a bit more like complete.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
And if you're trying to do some dancing at home, I'm gonna leave you a couple of recommendations.
Go check out Acts of Matter.
Make sure to follow Nancy Rivera at NFRGMX to watch more dance tutorials and to take class online.
And of course, Whacking Wednesday sessions, where of course you guessed it, every Wednesday for free, they give whacking classes for you to get that whacking on.